Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. First up, we welcome back Nick and Andrew. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, of course. This is your second chance. Now, Nick, remind us how you know each other.
We're friends and work colleagues, and I'm deputy head at Wigmore High School in Herefordshire, and Andrew works with us at the moment.
You're a French teacher.
That's correct, yes.
And Andrew, you also a French teacher.
Yes, sort of part-time. I also farm coffee and chocolate in Peru.
I was going to say not in Herefordshire,
No.
surely. Seriously, you farm coffee and chocolate in Peru?
I do, yes, near Machu Picchu.
Wow, sorry, that's just quite weird. So you spend half your year in Peru, and the other half teaching French at a school in Herefordshire.
Yes.
He's a spy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, they both are.
Yeah, Herefordshire could have done better than that, couldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Do you trade your coffee and chocolate?
We are sort of, yeah, direct trade. We usually sell it straight from the farm to people.
Oh, I can't wait to see what he's brought for us.
Oh, he would have brought us just the best chocolate you can imagine.
He will have done.
As soon as they get through round 1, he's going to just say, here you go, guys.
Yeah, I love chocolate.
Here's your chocolate. I love chocolate. I really love chocolate.
And maybe with a hot cup of coffee.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be nice. What happened last time, Andrew?
We had a little bit of trouble with Uranus. Yeah, it was planets, basically. Big problem. We couldn't pick out Earth.
Had you picked out Earth, you'd have gone through to the final.
Yes.
Nick, what do you hope is going to come up today? I mean, clearly, languages.
20th century history might be OK, and perhaps vintage pop music could be good too.
Well, listen, Nick and Andrew, you did so well last time. Surely you've got to be favourites today. Very, very best of luck to you. Next, we welcome Lynn and Pat. Now, how do you two know each other? Lynn?
We work together in the amateur dramatic company.
And Pat, what was the last part you played?
I have just finished playing Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream.
You've just come off as Puck?
Yes.
What about that? And how about you, Lynn?
I don't go on stage at all. I was doing the lighting.
Wow, very good. Is she good at lighting, Pat?
She's very good.
Is she good at acting?
Keeps me in the dark.
Oh, she's very good at acting. Very good.
Very good. What do you hope is going to come up today, Lynn?
Literature, possibly. A bit of science, maybe.
Pat, how about you?
Yes, literature, a little bit of human biology.
Very good indeed. Well, a very warm welcome to you, Lynn and Pat. It's lovely to have you here. And next, we welcome Sasha and Claire. How do you two know each other?
We're best friends and we met when we were pregnant with our first child.
And where are you from, Claire?
We're from Marlborough in Wiltshire.
And what do you do?
I am a part-time racing secretary. We're both in horse racing.
Oh, that's good fun. So from the administrative side of racing?
Yes.
Flat or national hunt?
I'm flat, Sasha's national hunt.
Oh, they've got it all covered.
Yeah, they've even got nicknames.
Have they?
Flat and National Hunt. Is that what we just heard?
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Outside of racing, though, Sasha, what are your interests?
Probably cooking. I've got 5 children, so I spend most...
5 children? Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time cooking, which luckily I enjoy, so that's
Good
my
job.
passion.
Yeah. How about you, Claire?
I like to run quite a lot. I'd like to run in a New York Marathon, but I've not quite got that far yet.
And what do you hope is going to come up today? Well, I'm clearly racing, obviously, but your geography is going to be brilliant. All your racecourse geography is going to feed into a very good understanding of how the British Isles hangs together.
Maybe.
Anything else? Any other strong suits?
Reality TV.
Good.
Science.
Good.
If we could have an easy question, it would help.
OK.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, a very warm welcome to you, Sasha and Claire. It's lovely to have you here. And finally, we welcome back Jonathan and Rob, who were also on the show last time. Remind us how you know each other, Jonathan.
We work together.
And what do you do, Rob?
We're both police officers in Devon and Cornwall Police.
And what happened last time?
My literary knowledge extended as far as Winnie the Pooh, and...
That's OK. It was a correct answer.
The good thing is, I didn't think Robert had read a book, but now I know he's read one, and it's a Winnie the Pooh book.
Nice to start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good indeed. What do you hope is going to come up today, Jonathan?
Stiff Little Fingers.
Good. You're an expert on Stiff Little Fingers.
Yeah, they are a punk band from the 1970s, 80s, and so on and so forth. They were my favourite punk band when I was growing up.
Rob, how about you? What do you hope is going to come up?
Anything sporty, football mainly, horticulture, because I have an interest in gardening.
Very interesting. Good. Well, if it comes up, best of luck with that. Great to have you back on the show, Jonathan and Rob. It was round 2, I think, last time. So, yeah, we've got to be hoping we see more of you today. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He's pregnant with obscurity. His waters have just broken, and he's about to go into labour. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. A lovely image.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it, though? So with 2 shows in a row now, we've given away a jackpot. We went a couple of weeks without giving away anything.
Yeah.
2 shows in a row we've had it done.
Profligate we are.
Such strong contestants we've had recently. We've got 2 strong pairs coming back today as well. We've got the teachers and the coppers back again. They're going to be tough to beat for our new pairs, but I suspect we're going to see quite a battle. Now, Jonathan and Rob, I wonder if I could ask your advice about something. You're detectives, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
There's somebody I know who spent 6 months working in a school and 6 months harvesting crops in South America. Is that someone who would be of interest to Devon and Cornwall Police?
It's not interesting to us, but I'm going to report it to Hereford as soon as I get back.
I thought as much. I thought as much. I suspect Jonathan and Rob will do rather well today. If they can get as far as round 2, I think they'll do rather well.
Very good indeed. Well, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get to the final round and be in with a chance of winning our jackpot, our contestants need to find the obscure answers those 100 people couldn't get. So the fewer of our 100 people who gave the answer, the fewer points you will score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Anne and Alex won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. If everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so try and make sure that's not you. OK, our first category today is... it's art. Art. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our first question concerns famous artists and their first names. Famous artists and their first names. Richard.
Yes, on each pass, we're going to show you the names of 7 famous artists. You need to give us their first names, please, or the first names by which they're most commonly known. Give us a nice obscure answer, you're going to score fewer points. But give us an incorrect answer, you're going to score 100 points. It's going to be 14 artists in all to have a go at home. Good luck.
OK, thanks very much. Now then, Nick and Andrew, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first. So we are looking for the first names of these artists, and here is our first board. It reads like this. Emin, 1963 to the present day. Turner, 1775 to 1851. Picasso, 1881 to 1973. Warhol, 1928 to 1987. Miro, 1893 to 1983. Duchamp, 1887 to 1968. And Hearst, 1965 to the present day. I'll read those all one last time. Emin, 1963 to the present day. Turner, 1775 to 1851. Picasso, 1881 to 1973. Warhol, 1928 to 1987. Miro, 1893 to 1983. Duchamp, 1887 to 1968. And Hearst, 1965 to the present day. There we are. 7 artists minus their first names. Nick, supply the first name to the most obscure artist on that board.
OK, there are a few I know, but I think that probably the ones that I know are going to be fairly high. So I think that I will have to go for Picasso, and it's Pablo Picasso.
Pablo Picasso, says Nick. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pablo for Picasso. Absolutely right. 53.
Yes, Pablo Ruiz y Picasso, probably the most influential painter of the 20th century.
Pat, how's this for you?
I knew Picasso. The other 2 I know I think are going to be very high scoring, but I'm not going to take a risk at this stage, so I'm going to say Damien Hirst.
Damien Hirst, says Pat. Damien Hirst. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people knew that answer. Damien Hirst. Absolutely right. 55. 55. Damien Hirst, be pleased with that.
He'll be delighted
2
with that.
points
Yeah,
higher than
just beat Picasso, yeah. Absolutely right, Pat. And, you know, it beats getting 100 points, so tactically a very good move.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Sasha. We are looking for these artists' first names.
I'm going to play it safe and go for Tracy Emin.
Tracy Emin, says Sasha. Tracy Emin, let's see how many people said that. He's right. 48. All going in the right direction. Richard?
Well played, Sasha. It's actually the lowest score of the round so far, so it's a good answer. Her bed sold for £150,000. Charles Saatchi paid 150 grand for it.
Wow.
Yep.
Rob, you're the last person to have this board. You can talk us through it, if you like.
I can only talk you through one, I'm afraid. I feel like I ought to know Turner, but the only one that I do know, well, I hope I know, is Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, says Rob. Andy Warhol, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Andy Warhol. Absolutely right. 67. 67. Well, his 15 minutes isn't up, is it? It's impressive.
That's a very big score, and damage limitation from everyone there. No one gets 100, it's very good. In 2010, he sold one of his Brillo soap pad boxes for $3 million. Yeah.
Wow. We're kind of in the wrong game, aren't we, Richard?
Do you think?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Let's take a look at the rest of them. Duchamp is Marcel. Would have scored 5. Did Miro?
Joan
Miro, absolutely right, would have scored 6. Now, Turner, you're absolutely right. You should know his first name because everyone knows his surname. But it's an incredibly low score. It's actually the best answer on the board. Do you know Turner's first name?
I was going to say William Turner.
Isn't it interesting? He's one of the most famous English artists, but it's Joseph Turner. Joseph Turner would have scored 2 points as well, so very well done if you said that.
OK, thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. 48, the best score. Sasha, very, very well done, you. Then we travel up from 48 to 53, where we find Nick and Andrew. Then up to 55, where we find Lynn and Pat. And then up to 67, where we find Jonathan and Rob. No wrong answers in that round. All very well done. But Rob and Jonathan, you are ahead. So, Jonathan, we need a low score from you on the next pass. But you'll get first dibs on the board, which is good news. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more famous artists on the board, and here they are. We have got Rauschenberg, 1925 to 2008, Dali, 1904 to 1989, White Reed, 1963 to the present day, Van Gogh, 1853 to 1890, Bacon, 1909 to 1992, Hockney, 1937 to the present day, and Hepworth, 1903 to 1975. I'll read those one last time. Rauschenberg, 1925 to 2008, Dali, 1904 to 1989, and White Reed, 1963 to the present day, Van Gogh, 1853 to 1890, Bacon, 1909 to 1992, Hockney, 1937 to the present day, and Hepworth, 1903 to 1975. Now, remember, we're looking for their first names, and Jonathan, you're going to try and find the most obscure one you can on that board. You're the high scorers on 67, so it has to be a low score if it's going to keep you in the game.
I know 3, and it's a case of going for the one that I think will score the least. And I'm going to say David Hockney.
David Hockney. David Hockney, says Jonathan. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's no red line for you because you're the high scorers. It's right. 50. 50 takes your total up to 117.
Yeah, it's a good answer, Jonathan. David Hockney. You know he once got a credit in Dynasty? David Hockney. Only for providing lithographs, but he's still got a credit in Dynasty.
Enough.
Not
Good
bad,
for him.
Can't say that about Joseph Turner, can you?
No. But, you know, I've just remembered who William Turner is.
Was it your old PE teacher?
No, he's in, I think he was in Master and Commander or something like that. Or,
Pirates of the Caribbean, isn't it?
Pirates of the Caribbean, that's what it is, not Master and Commander. Typical me trying to pitch it slightly upmarket there. Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, there we go. Claire, the high scorers on 117 are Jonathan and Rob. You're on 48, which means a score of 68 or less sees you comfortably through to the next round. What do you think?
Art is not my strong point. I know one, but I think it's going to be quite high, and that's Vincent van Gogh.
Vincent van Gogh, says Claire. Here is your red line. It's quite nice and high. If you can get below that red line, you're through to the next round. Let's see, Vincent van Gogh. Is it right? How many people said it? Absolutely right. Oh, 71. 71 takes your total up to 119. Richard.
Yeah, it's a big score. You did exactly what you had to do there, Claire. It's just a little bit too much, but still 2 people to go. Yeah, Vincent van Gogh. Nearly all of his famous works were painted in the last 2 years of his life, Vincent van Gogh. He sold a painting for $82 million back in the 90s.
Yeah. Wow. Now then, Lynn.
Yes.
You're on 55. The high scorers are now Claire and Sasha on 119, which means if you can score 63 or less, you're through to the next round. How's that board looking to you?
Well, I know 1 or 2 of them, but I think I'm going to choose the last one because she's a sculptress and say Barbara Hepworth.
Barbara Hepworth. Barbara Hepworth, says Lynn. Let's see if Barbara Hepworth's right. Let's see how many people said it, if it is. It's right. Very well done, Lynn. You've done it. It's a great answer. Look at that, 15. That takes your total up to 70.
Yeah, well played, Lynn. It's a very good answer. One of the first abstract sculptors in Britain. She's got a lovely museum down in St Ives, down in Cornwall, if you're ever down there. It's a very, very peaceful and restful place full of her sculptures.
Andrew, the high scorers are Claire and Sasha on 119. You're on 53, so 65 or less sees you through. You can talk us through the board.
I wish I could. I have one option only. I wish I could go for one of the others. I'm going to have to go for the only one I know, and it's Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali. OK, here is your red line. If you get below that red line with Salvador Dali, you are through to the next round. If you're above that red line, we say goodbye to you, and Claire and Sasha stay on. Salvador Dali, let's see, is it right? How many people said it? If it is right. Well done. 53. Exactly the same score as Nick gave in the first pass. Takes your total up to 106. You're through to the next round. Very well done, Andrew.
Well played, Andrew. Tough round for everyone there, except maybe Lynn, which had a terrific answer with Barbara Hepworth. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Do you know any of these? Bacon?
Francis?
Francis Bacon, absolutely right. That would have scored 32. Whiteread?
Rachel.
Rachel Whiteread, absolutely right. First woman to win the Turner Prize, Rachel Whiteread. 5 points. And Rauschenberg?
Don't know, Rauschenberg.
Robert Rauschenberg. Very well done if you said that, because it would have scored 2 points, and it's the best answer on the board.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair will be leaving us with a high score of 119. I'm afraid, Claire and Sasha. Very close run in the end, though. A photo finish, even, you might say. But you are ahead just by a nose. So we have to say goodbye to you now, but we'll see you again next time when I hope we won't be giving you artists. And we'll get a chance to see a bit more of you. Anyway, thanks so much for playing meantime. Claire and Sasha, great contestants. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So sadly, at the end of this round, another pair will be leaving us. I'm trying to think which pair that's going to be. Nick and Andrew, phew, you just made it through there. But Lynn and Pat, very good indeed. Lovely low scoring there. Barbara Hepworth, do you know your art, Lynn?
I like art. I do enjoy art, yes.
Very good indeed. Well, very best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is European football. European football. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Champions League finalists as they could. Champions League finalists, Richard.
Yeah, very different to round 1. We're testing the extremes today. We're looking for the identity of any team who've played in the Champions League final, from the very first one in the 1992-93 season right through to the 2011 final, please. Any team that's contested a Champions League final. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So then, Andrew.
Sport had to come around eventually. I'm going to say Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Bayern Munich. Absolutely right. 10. Not a bad score at all.
Yeah, it's a good answer, actually. A very good start on podium 1. They won it in 2001. They've lost a couple of finals as well.
Now then, Lynn.
I have absolutely no idea. I shall try Chelsea.
Chelsea, says Lynn. Chelsea. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said Chelsea. Absolutely right, Lynn. 39.
Yes, if we'd asked our 100 people a bit later, I think it would have been a bigger score, because they won it in 2012, but that's not included in this poll. But they were runners-up in 2008, so they count here.
Jonathan.
I don't know whether to take a risk, but I know that Rob will know a really obscure one. So I'm going to go for a reasonably safe one and say AC Milan.
AC Milan, says Jonathan. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said AC Milan. Is right. Lowest score of the pass.
Brilliant, Jonathan. Yeah, they were the winners in 2003 and 2007. Put yourself in a great position there.
Thanks very much, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. 5. Jonathan just scored there. Lovely low score there, putting Jonathan and Rob in pole position at this point. Then up to 10, where we find Andrew and Nick, and then up to 39, where we find Lynn and Pat. Now, Pat, how confident are you on this?
Not at all.
OK, you're going to have a really good, obscure stab in the dark here, I'm afraid to say, if you're going to stay in the game. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, so we're looking for teams that have played in a Champions League final since 1993. Rob, you're the low scorers on 5. Pat and Lynn, the high scorers on 39. If you can score 33 or less, through you go to the head-to-head.
I've changed my mind. I had some in mind, but in light of the AC Milan score, I'm going to change my mind and go for Inter Milan.
Inter Milan, says Rob. Let's see if Inter Milan is right. Here is your red line. Below that, you're in the head-to-head. How many people said Inter Milan? Absolutely right. And you're through. 9. 9 takes your total up to 14.
Yeah, well played again on the end podium there. They won it in 2010, Inter Milan, Internazionale.
Pat, you're the high scorers on 39. Mind you, I'm not sure that Nick's too hot on his Champions League finalists.
All right, sorry, Lynn. I'm just going to have to say Liverpool.
Liverpool, says Pat. Yeah. Liverpool, there's no red line for you as you are already the high scorers. But let's see how far Liverpool takes us. Let's see if it's right. Liverpool. Absolutely right, Pat. Still going down, 37. 37 takes your total up to 76.
Liverpool, it's a good answer because they famously won in 2005 against AC Milan.
So remember, we're looking for any team that's played in a Champions League final. Now then, Nick. You're currently on 10. The high scorers are Pat and Lynn on 76, so a score of 65 or less from you will keep you in the game.
You're absolutely right when you say this is not my strong point. I really have absolutely no idea. I think I'm in a very similar position to Lynn. I'm just going to have to pluck a name, and I think I'm going to say Juventus.
Juventus, says Nick. Juventus. Here is your red line. If Juventus gets you below that red line, you are in the head-to-head. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said Juventus. Absolutely right. Very well done, Nick. You are through to the head-to-head. And it's the lowest score of the round. Look at that. Takes your total up to 12, the lowest total. Very, very well done indeed. Juventus.
Yeah, it's a good name to pluck, Nick, I have to say. Yeah, they won it in 1996, have been finalists 3 other times as well. Rob, if you were in a tight corner, you had to go for an obscure one, what would you have gone for?
Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen was a correct answer, and it's a pointless answer as well. Would have been terrific. You didn't need to do it, though, is the truth, but it would have been a brilliant answer. There's only 4 pointless answers in all here, actually. Only one of them who've won the Champions League as well. Bayer Leverkusen, who Rob just gave us. Borussia Dortmund, who won the Champions League in 1997. Monaco, the French team. And Valencia, the Spaniards as well. All of those pointless. Well done if you said any of those. Another couple of low scorers. Ajax would have been a low scorer, would have scored you 1. Marseille and Porto both would have scored you 2 points. Let's have a look at the top answers, the ones that most of our 100 people said. Liverpool were actually third. They scored 37. We've already heard Chelsea as well, 39. And top of the pile...
Manchester United.
Manchester United, absolutely right. And that would have scored you 46.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, the losing pair, I'm sorry to say it's Pat and Lynn. But you did so well, though, 76. considering there were 2 guesses. Have you remembered what your answer was going to be?
I was going to say Real Madrid.
Real Madrid would have scored you 23 points.
So Real Madrid still wouldn't have got you through, but 2 perfectly good answers there. Nick, just a bit of demon guessing there. Fair, or maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
he's
it
hiding
certainly was guessing.
OK.
That's not actual guesswork, though. He knows Juventus are a good football team, and he knows it's a good answer. That's the kind of guesswork we approve of.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it was good guesswork. Pat and Lynn, we'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Meanwhile, thanks very much for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Nick and Andrew, Jonathan and Rob. You are now only 1 round away from the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. You're now going to go head-to-head. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, but the big news is you are now allowed to confer. Well, I think this is our first coppers versus teachers head-to-head, I think, in pointless history. The law versus the chalk.
Good.
Yeah,
very good.
That'll work. Nick and Andrew, you've been here before, but Jonathan and Rob, virgin territory. How are you feeling?
Annoyed, because I think I should have got pointless answer in the last one, the European football one.
And
But I
Rob
was a
could
bit
have as well.
scared.
What were you
Well-
going to go for, Jonathan?
Valencia.
Oh, were you? So you both could have got pointless.
We're a pair of cowards, unfortunately.
Well,
Played it safe.
tactical cowards, though.
Yeah,
Which-
it was tactical cowardice.
Tactical cowardice. There you go. Anyway, very, very best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns men whose surnames are girls' names. Men whose surnames are girls' names. Richard?
Yes, absolutely right. We're going to show you 5 pictures now of famous men, but they all have surnames which are also girls' names. Can you pick the most obscure of these 5?
OK, let's reveal our 5 men whose names are girls' names. And we have A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. 5 men whose surnames are girls' names. Nick and Andrew, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
I think C is Babe Ruth. Yes, you're absolutely right. I go for that much.
I think,
Yeah.
we're going to go with C, and we think that it's Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth, say Nick and Andrew. Babe Ruth. Now then, Jonathan and Rob, talk us through the board.
Nicholas Lindsay is A. B is James Stephanie. That's a guess, actually, it's not true. E is the bloke on Top Gear, and D is Paul Casey, the golfer. So we'll have to
If you're sure with mine.
D's Paul Casey, it definitely is.
Okay,
D,
go D then.
D's better. D, Paul Casey.
D, Paul Casey, say Jonathan and Rob. So Nick and Andrew have gone for Babe Ruth. Let's see if Babe Ruth is indeed C. And let's see how many people said Babe Ruth. He's right. $18. Jonathan and Rob have gone for Paul Casey, for D. Paul Casey. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said it. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck. An incorrect answer, which means, Nick and Andrew, after one question, you are up 1-0.
Or you're going to kick yourself, Jonathan. I know exactly what you mean, and as soon as you've got the name in your head and it's a girl's name, it's actually Justin Rose. Oh! Would have scored you 6 points as well. Would have been a terrific answer. So that's bad luck. A, it's not Nicholas Lindsay, it's Robert Lindsay, the actor. Would have scored 38 points.
God, you'd never know he was an actor, would you?
Yeah, there's no clue there, is there? Now, B, I thought you were going to give us, because it is James. It's not James Stephanie, it's James Joyce, the author. That would have scored you 1 point. That's the best answer on the board. Well done if you said that. There's Babe Ruth, George Herman Ruth, and that is James May from Top Gear. And he would have scored you 45 points. He's the biggest answer there.
Thanks very much indeed. Richard, here comes your second question. Jonathan and Rob, You have a bit of ground to make up here. You have to win this question to stay in the game. It concerns the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire. Richard.
We're going to give you 5 clues here to facts about the Roman Empire. Can you pick the most obscure? Good luck.
OK, here come our clues to the Roman Empire, 5 of them, and we have got its first emperor, the name of its legislature, the bird which was its emblem, the amphitheatre constructed in Rome in 80 AD, and the body of water known to the Romans as RC. I'll read those all one last time. Its first emperor, the name of its legislature, the bird which was its emblem, the amphitheatre constructed in Rome in 80 AD, and the body of water known to the Romans as RC. There you are. 5 clues to facts about the Roman Empire. Jonathan and Rob, you go first this time.
There are 3 that we know, and there is one that I think, hope, possibly pray is right, which is the one we're going to go for. And the body of water known to the Romans as our sea, hopefully, is the Mediterranean.
The Mediterranean. You are going to say the Mediterranean. Nick and Andrew, talk us through the board.
We think between us we might just about know the others.
Yeah, by between he means I kind of knew one and he knew the rest. So...
OK. Well, I think its first emperor was Augustus. The name of its legislature was the Senate. The bird which was its emblem would have been the eagle, and the amphitheatre constructed in Rome in 80 AD would have been the Colosseum. But it's a question of which of those is going to be obscure. And I think, how sure are we about Augustus?
Yeah, that was the one I didn't contribute to. So...
No pressure?
No pressure on you, really, at all.
We're going to take a bit of a risk. We think that the Roman Empire's first emperor was the Emperor Augustus.
OK, you're going to say Augustus. So we have Jonathan and Rob's Mediterranean versus Nick and Andrew's Augustus. Nick and Andrew, if you win this question, you go through to the final straight sets. Jonathan and Rob, Mediterranean. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said the Mediterranean. It is right. $28. So Nick and Andrew. We have to see if you're right, and if you are, if you beat 28. Augustus, was he the first emperor of Rome? Let's see. How many people said it? Absolutely right. You've done it. Very well done. 12 beats 28, which means after only 2 questions, Nick and Andrew, you are through to the final 2-0. Very well done indeed, Richard.
Yeah, well played the teachers. Unlucky Jonathan and Rob. It's another brave answer though, Mediterranean. The legislature, absolutely right, it was the Senate, would also have won you the point, because it would have scored 23. The bird is the eagle, as you also said, 59. And you also got the name of the amphitheatre right. It's the Colosseum, of course, and that would have scored you 48 points. Well played.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of our head-to-head, I'm afraid, Jonathan and Rob. Oh, poor Casey.
I know that when I go to work, that my desk is going to be festooned with roses. And I'm going to have pictures of roses and all sorts of stuff.
Well, it could be worse.
It could have been a lot worse, yeah.
Yeah. But Jonathan and Rob, you played so well throughout the show. Fantastic low scoring.
We're cops. They robbed us.
Well, thanks so much for playing. You've been brilliant. Both shows, actually. Jonathan and Rob, great contestants. Thanks. But for Nick and Andrew, it's now time for our pointless final. Well, congratulations, Nick and Andrew. You fought the law, and the law lost. Yeah, you've done so well in both shows, actually, through to the head-to-head first time. And the second time, 2-0 win through to the final. Fantastic. How are you feeling?
Bit sweaty. Actually.
Have we tested you on enough stuff?
When art came up at the start, I thought, that's it, we're going home.
And then football.
And football as well.
And you were the lowest scorers in that round.
I can't believe it. They were football experts, the policemen.
Yeah.
You've done absolutely fantastically. You've fought
Thank
off
you very
all the
much.
competition. You've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,000. Well, the rules are very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. We haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will leave with that money. Firstly, you've got to choose a category, and you have a choice of 5 options. They are state visits, chemistry, 20th century dramatists, tennis, comic actors.
What do you reckon?
State visits.
No, forget the
I
state
don't
visits.
think so. Chemistry, absolutely not. 20th century dramatists, don't think so.
No.
Tennis is a no-no.
I think
Could
it's...
be between comic actors and state visits.
Well, in that case, it's comic actors, I would say.
Do you think?
Well, state visits, I mean, literally, you might as well be stood here on your own.
Okay.
Comic actors?
I think comic actors.
Comic.
OK, comic actors it is. Let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Simon Pegg films as they could. Simon Pegg films, Richard.
Yes, we're looking for any feature film given a cinema release for which Simon Pegg has received an acting credit up to May 2012, please. No TV films, short films or documentaries, but voice performances do count. Very, very best of luck.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £1,000 jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK, we've got Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Run, Fat Boy, Run. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. But I'm totally with you on this one because...
But they're all
my
big
knowledge
ones.
is
I
zero.
don't know many of the small ones.
Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Yeah, it's earlier than Shaun of the Dead.
Any more at all?
I'm trying to rack my brains of something more obscure.
I really don't know.
He did How
any at all.
to Lose Friends and Alienate People as well, which was really good, but I don't know how well it did.
OK.
And it's a book, so maybe people know the book. I don't know.
Well, it sounds better than Hot Fuzz. I think everybody's going to know.
You think so?
Yeah. So
Did you know it?
I heard of it,
Oh, okay.
but I wouldn't have been able to tell you who was in it.
So we're not super confident. We do have 3
10
names.
seconds left.
Okay.
So we're just going to have to go
I
with
think,
those.
yeah, those 3 of the least well-known ones that you said. I haven't.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
OK, our time is up. We were looking for Simon Pegg films. I now need your 3 answers.
Okay. Oh, I don't think they're obscure enough, but Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
And How to Lose Friends and Alienate People.
And How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Last one.
How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Put that last. Which is your least likely?
I think Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, that
Least,
sounds right.
probably
OK,
not
we'll put
very
that.
likely to
We'll
be
put that one first. OK, let's put those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Shaun of the Dead, Run, Fat Boy, Run, and How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. So we were looking for Simon Pegg films. Shaun of the Dead was your least confident answer, your least confident shot at a pointless answer, I should say. You only need to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that jackpot of £1,000. So let's see, Shaun of the Dead. Is it right? How many people said it for £1,000? It's right.
Slowing down.
If this goes all the way down to 0, you will be leaving here. Ooh. So Shaun of the Dead, 22. Unfortunately, not a pointless answer, which means you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Andrew, it looked like you suddenly had a flash of slightly late inspiration there.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
Yeah, well, we'll find out at the end what that was. Now, if you do win that £1,000 jackpot, Nick, what would you be doing with it?
We were lucky enough to visit family in Australia a couple of years ago, but and we absolutely loved Australia, but we hated the flight. So my son Ben and I have got a mad project to go back to Australia without flying.
You can get rafts really cheaply now, actually.
It might come to that.
OK, very good. Andrew, how about you?
I would take it back to Peru, and we've got a little hostel. I'd put it in the hostel and on the shelf in a box.
The wooden box on the top shelf, the one that's usually
Not
left.
that one.
Slightly, not the broken one. No, OK. OK, very, very best of luck. Let's hope one of your 2 remaining answers wins that jackpot for you. We're looking for Simon Pegg films. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, Run, Fat Boy, Run. Again, this has to be pointless for you to win the jackpot. So for £1,000, let's see how many people said Run, Fat Boy, Run. It's right. So Shaun of the Dead took us down to 22. Run, Fat Boy, Run, taking us down. If this takes us all the way down to 0, you leave with £1,000. 21. Wow. Now that's higher than I was expecting. I thought Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Going in the right direction.
It's one better.
1 point.
It's one better. Well, if we had another 20 answers, we would be looking pretty good. However, you have only one more chance to win today's jackpot. Your third and final answer was how to lose friends and alienate people. This was your most confident shot at a pointless answer. Again, it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £1,000. So let's find out how many people said how to lose friends and alienate people. Is it a pointless answer? It's right. Well, we've been down to 22 with Shaun of the Dead, down to 21 with Run, Fat Boy, Run. But this feels like a really solid answer. Down it goes into single figures, still going down. 4. 4. A much, much better answer, but unfortunately, I'm afraid, not a pointless answer, and I'm afraid you didn't find that pointless answer. But you do still get to take home our fabulous pointless trophy, so very, very well done for that.
Yeah, you've been terrific for 2 shows now, guys. Done yourselves proud and your school proud as well. Andrew, what was the other one you're going to go for?
Not as confident as I was before when I thought of it. Paul.
No, Paul, again, it's a pretty big scorer, actually. 18, Paul would have scored you. And Hot Fuzz, which is another one you mentioned, that would have scored 18 as well. Okay. Some quite big scorers to Simon Pegg. Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers, though. 24-Hour Party People played a journalist in that. Big Nothing, he's in that. Free Jimmy, that's an animation. He played a voice of the character Odd. Grindhouse, the Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez film. He's in a fake trailer in that. Guesthouse Paradiso, which was Rick Mayall and Ade Edmondson. He's in that. Land of the Dead, he plays Photo Booth Zombie. The Good Night with Martin Freeman and Gwyneth Paltrow. The League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse he was in. And The Reckoning, also a pointless answer. Very well done if you got any of those. Those are the only 9 pointless answers there.
Did you know any of those?
No. None of the 9
no.
we could have got.
Well, good. Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Nick and Andrew, but it's been great having you on the show. Thank you both very much for playing.
It's great, been fantastic. Thank you.
Well, Nick and Andrew didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £2,000. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.